This time I realize that I'm at the bottom of the batting order. I am the last speaker. And when you're the last speaker, you feel like you have a special responsibility. You want to make sure that when everyone walks away from the conference, they have smiles on their faces, they're content, it was a productive session, everyone is pleased and upbeat and optimistic. However, I have been asked to speak about the economy and the presidential elections. And these are two not necessarily uplifting topics these days. So this is going to become a real challenge for me. Now, rarely, I think we can all agree, rarely have we seen so much tumult, so much chaos, so much volatility going on in the economy today, both here and also around the world. And we can see right here, this has been sort of the prime focus of what the debate that's been going on really for the past couple of months. You've got two groups, each throwing out all sorts of economic statistics to point out what condition the economy is in. So you've got that first group that says, look, the economy is getting stronger. And here are the facts that they keep throwing out. Number one, look, the recession ended 3 years ago. We've now been in recovery. The economy has been growing ever since. Companies have actually been hiring in the last 3 years. And also, consumers seem more comfortable parting with their money. They're spending more. Further, we can see that consumer confidence numbers have also improved. They quote, that is this group saying, that's arguing that the economy is getting stronger, will say, take a look at the release of the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey for the most recent month of May. When they came out with their results, they showed that consumer sentiment was the highest in 4 years. And when asked why people are so optimistic, the answer they got back was, well, the job market is getting better. Now you've got the other side arguing, look, you're all wrong. The economy is, in fact, getting a lot weaker. Have you taken a look at the latest numbers from the government on GDP? They had to revise it down. What's more, companies have been dramatically scaling back hiring. Business spending has also been falling in the last 2 months. And consumer spending, retail sales in particular, yeah, it was sort of strong maybe the first few months of the year, but then we had, an exceptionally warm winter. In the most recent set of numbers for April, we're getting some data that shows that consumer spending has been sort of flat. And don't talk to us about consumer confidence. Have you looked at the Conference Board's report on confidence for May? Well, it showed that confidence for consumers last month fell for the 3rd month in a row. And when they asked them why they were so pessimistic, the answer was, well, the job market's looking pretty bad. So, here you get, both groups, each arguing, each picking and choosing sort of the set of statistics that support their argument. And, there's an old saying in economics, which is that if you torture the numbers enough, they will essentially confess to anything. It really doesn't help. And I think both sides have been guilty of what I call statistical waterboarding. And yet, this really doesn't help us. If you're a CEO, if you're a risk manager, you're a trader on Wall Street, you've got to make decisions. And you have to be able to justify those decisions. But how do you do that when there is such a lack of clarity about where the economy is headed? So let me tell you a little bit about what my thoughts are about where the economy stands today and what the outlook is. First of all, I think the economy, the structure of the economy today is actually better than it was a couple of years ago. And by that I mean banks are better capitalized. Companies have been making some good profits in the last couple of years. They are sitting on a lot of cash. Households have begun the process of deleveraging. So structurally, the economy is actually okay. The problem is we are stuck coasting at a very lethargic, really sluggish pace of around 2%. We can't seem to get a big head of steam going in the economy. And the reason we can't is because the U.S. economy right now is being held hostage to a whole variety of economic and geopolitical threats, risks that are here and also overseas. And that has really clouded the outlook so significantly that no one really wants to make any kind of major commitment with respect to hiring or capital spending.